Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Monday, August 4th, 2025. Let's take a look at charts. Before I really jump into all this, I do want to get it out of the way, and that is to tell you to go to wickedstocks.com to take advantage of our 5-day free trial, in which you'll see daily triple Q, daily SPY analysis. I wouldn't swing trade NVIDIA without seeing what's going on in the triple Q at the same time. That's me, but we offer it every day, just like the NVIDIA report. Every day, the daily SPY report, the daily triple Q report. 2 stock picks a week. Last week was JFrog and Wayfair Incorporated. We do 2 every week that always look for the likelihood, if you will, of a 20% move on that underlying stock. There are a handful that are ready to go off. That you can see all of them by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. You'll also get weekly Apple stock analysis, weekly S&P 500 index, and NASDAQ 100 index analysis, all for a very reasonable $47 a month. So check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a 5-day free trial up front. On to NVIDIA, weekly bar chart. We certainly pushed through that 178.04 channel top last week. The rubber band stretched, did not snap. In my opinion, it would have snapped had we closed at or above that green line, which is a 1% threshold above 178.04. This week's magic number is 179.82. And so if we close Friday 179.82 or higher, we enter another buy signal that should, over the next 2 to 3 months, yield that 219.64, a full swing count, which is basically the January high, subtracting the April low, and sort of flipping that on its head to the upside 100%. This trade, the trade that took place last week, the selling of resistance. I know some of you may have gotten caught long for a day or two. I'm hoping that you're out of that by now. I'm hoping that you were able to get out of that on Friday. But, we'll get to all that in a minute. But really, I'm talking the short side. For those of you who played the short side and stayed in, bravo. This is an exercise in trade psychology, an exercise in patience. Patience as a virtue, I think, is most eloquently expressed in trading, especially effective trading. And so setting a short at 178.04 and just sort of waiting it out, certainly with a worst case stop loss above the market that doesn't represent more than 2% of your overall trading capital, that would be my recommendation. But waiting it out and not jumping the gun on exiting a short position too early, letting the stop play out, the stop loss play out. And here we are well below 178.04. And I'm going to say that 149.64 is now expected over the next 2 to 3 months. We don't have a sell signal per se that suggests as much. I can actually point now to 158.36, I think, is a worst case scenario. But I will also say that closing this week, closing today below 168.22 does correlate with bearish continuation. So I've mentioned how these 2 channel bottoms, 168.22 and 158.36, are at the very least very solid 3 to 5 day swing trade opportunities. 168.22, if tested today, can contain weekly selling pressures. We can round up from here back into the upper 170s, right about here in the chart, quite easily within 3 to 5 days. If we close below 168.22, a 3 to 5 day sell signal, 3 to 5 day swing trade shifts south to 158.36. where we could also bottom out on a 3 to 5 day basis. 158.36 may well contain selling through all of August. This is, after all, a 4-month channel bottom that could contain August selling pressures, and from here we can round back up into the upper 170s within 3 to 5 weeks. But over the next 2 to 3 months, over the next 2 months, let's just go over the next full month. 158.36 actually rises by early September into the mid to upper 170s. Why is that significant? Because by that point in time, do I show them on both in the same chart? I don't really. Bear with me here for just a second. Do I? I do not. My apologies. What I want to say is, over the next full month, that 158.36 channel bottom actually rises and joins 178.04. And so that's why I say 2 to 3 months. We can bottom out at 158.36. round back up to 178.04 within 3 to 5 weeks, and still within 2 to 3 months fall to 149.64. Closing below the 158.36 channel bottom that I show again here does clearly indicate 149.46. But this is all nuanced stuff. Let's get to the day itself. I want to start with really this chart here.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
172.81. This channel bottom, still respectable. We bounced off of it. I mean, yes, we broke it a bit on Friday, but we came off of it. It is an intraday pivot point. Above 172.81 with present volatility, we actually could test 177.82 today. Now, I do think it'll be a hard-fought rally, by the way. We did not only close back below the channel top on Friday, we also closed below the low of the high. So I don't see this thing reversing, abruptly back to 177.82 or 178.04 on the weekly chart easily today, but it is certainly possible. So keep that in mind. Holding above 172.81, this market can recover potentially to 178.04 today, which is once again the long-term channel top on the weekly chart, where a sell opportunity presents itself not only for the day but through the rest of the week and through all of August, below which 149.64 remains a 2 to 3 month objective to the downside, unless of course we were to close at 179.82 or higher on Friday. Then everything shifts into the bullish column as we move through August, September, into October, November, 219.64 expected. But let's continue with the downside. If we break or open today below 172.81, you should anticipate 168.22, which I've already talked about as a level that can contain weekly selling pressures. And this is a 3-month channel bottom in its own right. Once tested, we can round up by the end of next week or sooner to the 177.82 structure, or in other words, 178.04 on the weekly chart. And this is probably your 3 to 5 day swing trade with present volatility, buying 168.22 and selling 178.04. I think I've already made that point in the beginning of the video. If we do close today below 168.22, and it is certainly possible, and it's actually ultimately expected, given the testing of the channel top of the 2.5-year structure last week and coming off of it as we did, as long as we're below 178.04, I do think the upper 140s are likely over the next 2 months, 3 months at the most. And so I do ultimately anticipate a violation of 168.22. And if we close today below 168.22, any 3 to 5 day swing trader should be out of a long position and on the short side to 158.36 by Friday's close, where we could bottom out through next week, quite possibly the balance of August trade, and round back up into the upper 170s. That is possible. I think you have to play that. If you're a 3 to 5 week swing trader, you play that. You buy 158.36, and the market can then round up into the upper 170s. Now, is it a certainty? Nothing is a certainty, of course. And of course, if we were closed below 158.36, you're then expecting 149.46. And over time, this will actually offer more of a 2 to 3 to 5 week sell signal in its own right. As this begins to pull away to the upside over the next few weeks into the 170s, it becomes more of a 2 to 3 week sell signal down to 149.46. 149.46 still significant. A 1-year channel top we settled above 6 weeks ago offers solid support. It correlates well with this entire high area back in October, November of last year, January of this year. It is to be respected for its ability to contain quarterly selling pressures. And from here, we can round up to the 178.04 channel top within several months of doing so. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great day.